Revelio. A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the Helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped. Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
How else did he expect Goblinkind to get the helmet back? Seems he has no interest in making amends with you.
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metalworker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more. Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories. We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals: Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock was convinced that the repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for goblin kind. But
Here comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later.
Greetings, Lord Gok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bagalio.
Enough. Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Well, yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ?
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than you can speak it?
I can, Sir Lord Gok.
Just Lord Gok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not be seen. Either by the eye above the enchanted door, or a loitering loyalist.
Amit and I can do this.
I will await your return. I shall see you soon.
The door is looking at us.
Books so rarely prepare one for reality. A real goblin mind. It's even grander than I
Revelio.
expected. I cannot believe I met...
Confringo! Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive workmanship for so simple a device.
Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward. Revelio. Accio.
It's like a real goblin mine. I've read about mines like this, but seeing one is something else altogether.
One less.
We need to be careful, as I'm sure you know that not all goblins are as friendly as Lodgok, to say the least. Revelio. Lumos. Confringo. Imperial.
That was a little more than I knew.
Revelio. I'll get us through his second. You have my word. Revelio. We're being watched. By a dog.
I'll be quiet.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Accio. Deposit. Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Confringo. Accio. Revelio.
I feel like a character from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
Let's take a look around, Amit. See if we can find any plans.
A schematic. Let me know if you see any more plans or schematics. We can't return to Lodgok empty-headed.
You don't fill up so much, you can actually go further. It's true. Eat a big meal, you'll be slowed down. Life, swift.
Confringo.
Less human to worry about. I won't rest.
Revelio.
Fascinating to see gobbledygook written in a goblin hand. The flourishes are extraordinary. There must be more notes around here. What could they be building?
Revelio.
If I'm translating this correctly, and I think that I am, they're building something rather large. But what? I will get to the bottom of what they've been building down here.
What's Imperial? was right.
Glacier.
Worried about you.
Defender.
I won't rest.
Confringo.
Dead.
Accio.
I will make you.
Confringo. Oh, this really is too much.
Stay close. I've handled much worse.
Another boiler. This place is more complex than I had expected.
Confringo! Accio. Revelio.
Another schematic. What are they going to build? This mine is too small for whatever it is.
Revelio. Accio. Revelio.
Devil's snare. Nasty stuff if we're not careful.
Not the entanglement we need right now. Revelio.
Lumos. Lumos!
Next time I see Fig or that student, I'll give them what they deserve.
Such error. I was only following orders.
Somebody there? Aha! There you are!
Levioso.
This thing!
Expelliarmus.
Again, I
Back to the bed!
Accio.
You left it away!
Descendo!
Accio. Confringo.
Back to the bed!
Capulso. Accio. Confringo.
How many of them are there?
Revelio. That should be the last of them I'll meet. Accio. Depulso. Revelio.
Right. don't wish to be seen, do we?
Revelio. Confringo. Accio. Revelio. Don't think I've found all the plans. I'd best keep looking. Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio.
This is not good. They're building enormous drills, bigger than this mine could contain.
Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we found.
I need a moment to catch my breath. This was more than I bargained for.
I'm glad you came with me, Amit. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here. Revelio.
Such arrogance.
We're almost out of here, Amit. Look, the lift.
A welcome sight indeed.
Revelio.
Can we...
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday. Without further ado, adieu.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who had set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal but was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
Ah. The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch, and I heard she'd been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Depulso. Accio. Levioso. Glacis. This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful. Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
Dick thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Times used to be so much simpler. You're back! Nice to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Revelio.
Hello, pardon me?
Hello there. Was there something you needed?
Hello, I was wondering if you would be interested in having your own shop and a house elf to help you with it. Penny's the name. Penny's mistress is selling this shop. And Penny is most eager to start working with the new owner. It might surprise you to know that Penny can sell practically anything.
Oh, it would be wonderful to have a place to sell things and someone to help me.
You'll be able to give Penny almost anything that you want to sell. It will be no work at all for you once the shop is up and running. If you want the shop and Penny hopes that you do, you should talk to Penny's mistress as soon as you can. Her name is Cassandra Mason.
Why is your mistress selling the shop? And you?
Penny cannot be certain, as Mistress Mason so rarely confides in her. However, she repeatedly mentions how tired she has become of trying to let the shop. She has had rotten bad luck with the last few tenants.
Are you all right? Are you holding your breath?
Penny's fine. Sometimes Penny simply needs to remind herself to stop talking.
All right. I shall go and find Madam Mason.
Oh, this is splendid news indeed. You won't be sorry. You can find Mistress Mason at her home on the north edge of the village. Penny does hope she gets to work with you.
Revelio.
Who needs keys when you know how?
Hogsmeade, here I come. Accio! Hello, Madam Mason. I understand you have a shop to sell.
Why, yes. Yes, I do. Are you interested?
Yes, I am. I've always wanted to own a shop.
How marvellous. I think you will find my terms quite generous. But, and do please forgive me for asking, don't you think you might be a tad young to own a shop?
I have a knack for this sort of thing, if I do say so myself. If I can meet your terms, I hope that you'll sell to me.
Well, I reckon you have the confidence needed for such a venture. And of course you'll have Penny to help you. That elf could sell tea to a troll. I assume she told you she comes with the place.
She did indeed.
I like you. Tell you what, I shall sell you the space for an exceedingly fair price. I think you might just be shrewd enough to make a go of it.
An exceedingly fair price for a shop and an elf. What's the catch?
Huh? You are wise to be wary in business dealings. No catch, really. I simply ask that you allow me to do you the favour of buying the shop back. At a discount, of course, should your efforts fail. The last thing we need here in Hogsmeade is for one bad apple to spoil the barrel, if you get my meaning.
Yes. An unsuccessful shop would be bad for nearby businesses, I'd imagine.
Quick one, you are. Do we have a deal?
It does sound intriguing, but I need to consider my finances first. I'll come and find you if I'm interested.
Very well. But I won't be able to keep the shop available for too long. If you do want the shop, I'd advise you to return to me as soon as possible.
Revelio!
Hello again.
Madam Mason, about the shop.
Yes?
I've decided I'd like to go ahead and purchase the shop.
I have to say I'm impressed. You are a remarkably resourceful student.
I am indeed.
And brave. You won't be sorry. Give me the money, and I shall get the paperwork filed immediately.
Wonderful. Shall I head directly to the shop?
Please do. Oh, one more thing. Since my husband died, I've not been able to bring myself to retrieve some of his personal items. They're in a chest at the back of the shop. Penny has the key. As you get organised, I would be terribly grateful if you could help an old widow and gather his things for me before you open for business. I wish you the very best of luck in your endeavours. Penny will meet you there.
Well, I've done it, Penny. The shop is mine.
Oh, Penny is so pleased. Penny was hoping you would be the one to purchase it.
I'm glad you're here to help me.
Goodness, what a kind thing to say. Penny will do all that she can to make this a success. There is much to do. The last tenant left in a bit of a rush, so we'll need to clean up and do some repairs.
Well then, let's get to it.
Penny is ready. Between the two of us, we should have this place up and running in no time.
Glacius! Reparo!
Oh, Penny can already see the potential. This will surely be the most successful shop in Hogsmeade. Mistress Mason wanted Penny to be sure and give you this key. It opens a chest in the back room of this shop.
Oh, yes. She mentioned it to me. It contains some of her late husband's belongings.
Penny wonders if you should open the chest.
Are you holding your breath again?
Penny must get back to work now.
Revelio. That's odd. Why would someone store one hat in here? Revelio. Lumos. Well, that's not very hospitable.
Oh, goody! Someone to play with. You seem a cunning sort. What fun this will be! For me, at least.
Lumos. That's new. Onwards, I suppose. What in the... Who's there? Revelio. Revelio. Lumos. Bats. Lovely. Seems as if I should hang something there. Levioso! These lanterns must belong somewhere. Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Perhaps the lanterns are meant to be hung on the hands.
How enlightening! You might survive a bit longer than the others.
Lumos.
Oh, you've come so far, so quickly. Well done. You might be just the playmate I've been looking for. I do hope you enjoy my playground. I encourage you to tell everyone about it. If you make it out, that is. Please try. If you get to the end, perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. I do want your shop to succeed, after all. What's the saying? Two sides to every story. Unfortunately for you, both sides here are to my story. And you'll have to complete both. I simply adore this blooming place. Don't you? You know, Revelio, like most living things, won't survive for long in the darkness.
Expelliarmus! Wingardium Leviosa! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Revelio! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Depulso! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Depulso! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Revelio!
What's this? A game within a game? Ooh, knight to H3. Nighty-night!
That wasn't too difficult.
Oh, goodness! I do hope you're having as much fun as me. I think I'll keep you around a bit longer.
Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Accio! Wingardium Leviosa! Confringo! Defender!
Oh, I'm afraid of the dark. Doesn't worry you that I can see you, but you can't.
Wingardium Leviosa!
It should. I'd offer you a seat, but I'm rearranging the furniture. Plus, don't want you getting too comfortable for what's for, do I?
Accio! Revelio! Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Accio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Oh. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Ah, a worthy playmate. Well done, me.
Potato. Stupid one. Stupid one. Defender. Confringo. Accio. Depulsor. Potato. Stupid one. Stupid one. Stupid one. Confringo. Lumos. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
Ready or not? Time to raise the stakes, so to speak. Where shall I begin?
Revelio. Potato. Stupid one. Stupid one.
Catch is good, but catch, I mean.
Defend. Stupid one.
Now that should get your attention. Well, this has been fun. Much to do, much to do. See you in a bit.
Revelio.
Ah, you've chosen the scholarly route. You'll need more than you've learned from books to best me.
Lumos. Reparo. Defendo. Confringo. Lumos.
Oh, deja vu. Watch your step.
Lumos.
Running in circles, are we? Perhaps you should retrace your steps.
Lumos. What was that? Lumos. Reparo. Confringo. Defender. Lumos. Lumos.
Oh, how nice of him to pop in.
Lumos. Lumos. Defender. Confringo. Cabalso. Confringo. Bodega. Stupid one. Defender. Confringo. Cabalso. Revelio. Confringo. Lumos.
Home, sweet home.
Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
It's always good to have a different perspective on things.
Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
So much fun to be had. My head is spinning.
Revelio. Lumos. Expelliarmus. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Perhaps I should pull the lantern out of the scroll to cause the wall to rotate again.
All books and no play make one quite dull indeed.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Well done. I'll give you a moment to collect yourself, if you can. Ta-ta for now. Aha! Finally! You, my inordinately clever friend, appear to have traversed this seemingly never-ending dungeon relatively unscathed. And now I suppose you'll want to go. Everyone leaves me, usually in a straitjacket, never to return. I'm starting to take it personally. I'm tired of having no one to play with. Ooh. Ooh. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. If you can match wits with me now, and agree to give me unfettered access to the shop for, say, 1 day a month to have a little fun, I'll sign a contract. Pursuant to which, let me see, I will blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes, leave you and your customers alone at all other times, etc., etc. You get your shop, I get my chaos. Sound acceptable? Excellent! Let the games begin! That's just cat, but cat, I mean, you can't. Just once, try seeing things from my point of view. Well, well, finally, someone deserving of the playground I so meticulously crafted. Such a treat to have fun again in my little dungeon.
I must say, I enjoy a good challenge.
Ah, a kindred, dare I say, spirit.
So, about the contract.
I am a poltergeist of my word.
Very well. I shall agree to your contract with one small addendum.
Hooray! No more of this unsatisfying banging about all day in a pitiful void. Wait, did you say one small addendum?
I did. In order that I have a successful shop with lots of customers, would you agree to causing chaos only after 9 o'clock in the evening?
Would you agree to at least 2 days a month instead of 1?
I would.
Pleasure doing business with you. You've worn me out. Ah, well done. I had a feeling about you. I have to admit, Cassandra did a wonderful job finding the perfect playmate.
Hello, Penny.
Penny is so glad you're back.
Were you worried I might not return?
Penny was beginning to think yet another shopkeeper was going to end up in St. Mungo's.
Another shopkeeper? St. Mungo's? I think you should explain, Penny. Penny, please stop holding your breath. Tell me what's going on.
Oh, please forgive Penny. Penny is forbidden from telling you anything.
But how can you be forbidden from telling me what's going on? I purchased this shop.
Penny is confused. Penny thought that if you came back, you would own the shop.
Thank you, Penny. I think I'm going to need to talk to the authorities.
Oh, Penny is certain that's a brilliant idea. Officer Single will know what to do. Penny will wait right here.